Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to mount the electronic speed controllers, which are these right here. And to start with, we are going to install the hookup cable for the battery. And to do that, we're just going to take one of these corner available spots on the power distribution board. The positive on the red, negative on the black there. And these come pre-tinned. I don't know if you can see that. There's already tins, so we don't have to worry about tinning these wires. And I think the length that it came with should be okay. What we're going to do is tin those two spots where we're going to hook it up, get those ready to put that on there. Basically, to do that, we just heat up that pad, throw some solder on it. Same thing for the positive side. Get some solder on there. We're going to take this side. Add some more solder to that. That's not working out so well. This is where I'm holding it way up here. It's getting really hot. There we go. That should be good right there. I'm going to let that cool a little bit so that board doesn't heat up too much when we put that red on. Alright, let's try this positive connector here. Ooh, that's still hot. That's why I wanted to put these on first before I did the ESCs, electronic speed controllers, because these will be kind of laying over those right there. You might as well do this now, because if I did the speed controllers first, they'd be in the way to do this right now. And since this is where all the power is going to come from the battery through these two wires here, I prefer to make it good. It seems like it's going to hold there. Let's give it a try. Ow. That's hot. That's very hot. It should be good though. It looks like a solid connection right there. That should be good, and we will go to the next step of installing the electronic speed controllers next. Okay, I have my ESCs, electronic speed controllers, right here. 4 of them. There's going to be one for each motor. They come kind of long, like this. They come pre-tinned, but these are so long they're not going to fit in this small of a drone. So what I did was I cut them down and then re-tin it so they're ready to go at the lengths they need to be. I'm just going to throw these 2 on there for you. Hopefully, if it goes well. Like I said, I am very new to soldering, So we're going to give this a try. Got my solder here. And hopefully we don't break anything. Ho ho ho. Ah. Ooh, that's hot. That didn't work out so well. Melt that down. And hold that there. Man, that's hot. What I'm going to do is tin this a little more right here, so then I can shove it in there. And that should be in there, just like that. These are much more important than these LED lights that I did in the previous video. These LED lights, if they don't work, they don't work. As long as they're not shorting anything out, they're not going to cause an issue if they don't light. It's just light. So these are critical to the operation of the aircraft. So throw some solder in there, get that nice and hot. Get everything nice and hot, pull it away. I might heat that up a little more. Apparently it's supposed to be shiny. Once you've soldered it, that means it's a good solder joint if everything looks nice and shiny. If it looks kind of dull, they say it's called a cold solder joint and it doesn't hold as well. It doesn't transfer current, electrical current through it as well. We'll see here. Because I truly won't know how well this is until... Oh, I might have cut that a little too short. Ah, that's too hot to touch. Need that bent over further. There we go. Try that. There. That took real well. Good and melted. Hold it in there till it hardens. It looks pretty shiny. We should be good. Alright, and I'm going to put these other two in here pretty much the exact same way, only I'm going to be dealing with these cords more, but it shouldn't be that bad. Just cut these down. I use this tool here. You just cut them to the length you need them and then find the right size. These happen to be 20 gauge, and you just put in the 20 gauge and just strip it to make the wires exposed after you cut it. And then I will show you how to put this stuff together once you get the ESCs installed when we come back. Alright, as you can see I have all the ESCs soldered onto that board there. Everything looks okay. Before we mount this onto the bottom of the drone where it's going to be, we need to install the mounting posts for our flight controller here. This is the CC3D by Lumineer. It comes with these nylon screws, 4 nylon screws, 4 nylon studs, and then 4 nylon nuts. We won't be able to gain access under here once we mount all those ESCs and the power distribution board onto the bottom of the quad. So what we're going to do before we do that is take these screws and bop them through the bottom of the board there. Now it's important, you don't want to take the stud. I thought possibly at first that you'd take the stud and push it through the top. It comes out the bottom and you put the nut down there and then you screw the flight computer onto the top there. That's not how it works, because these will strip those threads on the studs if you try to push them through the frame. So we take the screws are designed to push through the frame. So they pop up through the top there. I'm just going to take some of this really light Loctite 222. Real light duty stuff. I mean, this is plastic, so we just basically don't want it backing out. I'm going to put a little bit of Loctite on each of these. I already did those two that are already installed there. Hold it from the bottom. So there, those four will be there, and basically, just real quick, I'll show you. This is basically just goes right on top of there. If you get the luminaire, I'm not sure if the other ones do it too, but I know this is the luminaire CC3D that they make. So it should fit perfectly on those four studs, and those four studs are perfectly center with the four motors, so everything should be in sync. Get that out of the way. And then when we install this, we want to make sure that we have those spacers in the screws there. We're taking those long screws, and this is a lot easier to watch from that first video where I put the whole frame together. Basically, yeah, this is going to be a lot going on here. So pretty much, we want to bring all of the electronics through to the top. This is a big mess of wires here. Basically, once those are all through, I'm going to cut the video here so you don't have to watch me fiddle with this, because this is probably going to take a little longer than I anticipated. Basically, once we pop the screws up through, we screw them down with these pipes here. I will cut back and magically show you the end result right now. Alright, as you can see, I've routed all those wires up through that bottom plate there. I'm going to have my power cord going to the back of the battery underneath my flight computer that's going to lay on top of there. I got those four studs in there. So when we go to mount our flight controller, it's not going to be possible to get to in here anymore. I still have all these speed controller bullet connectors, I think they're called, hanging loose. I'm going to figure out how to get all those together. I still have to screw those LED lights to the actual power board, which we will do in a later video. And I Loctited these, that because these are on permanent, that's going to be fine. I have not yet Loctited these posts, so I will be able to get this power distribution board off pretty easily if I need to. I'm not sure. I'm going to do a test flight and mess with some stuff before I permanently Loctite that in there. So next we are going to install the CC3D chip and some other stuff in the next video, so stay tuned for that.